And we're back, guys. It's EAK TV. We've just had our lunch, and I'm delighted to have here with us SJ, the CEO of Cocone Europe. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me here. Yeah.
So, tell us, what is Cocone?
Oh, Cocone. Cocone is the, I'll say, definition. We are the one of the largest digital fashion house in the world. I can say
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Wow.
Some people saying that we are a game company, but we ourselves, we really don't like to be called, game company. So in our organization, we don't call our service as a game. We just call it as a service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, one of your colleagues earlier told me that there's a good story behind the name Cocone and how it came about. So maybe you could tell our audience about that.
Actually, the name of Cocone that itself, it is exactly like what we do. Cocone is the in Japanese language, like first ko is kokoro. It's the meaning of the mind and heart.
Okay.
It's kind of a warm mind and heart.
Yeah.
And then the second ko is kotoba, which is it's a word, like a language, like what we speak. Yeah, it's a word. And then the ne is network. So
Okay.
basically, it's a warm heart-based, like words networking kind of. That's the full meaning of the Cocone.
Okay.
So what we do now, which is the avatar styling and social networking services. That's what we do. So basically, the users in our service that they're all there together. They make a friends and they're talking. They're hanging out. They're having coffee. They're making their own events. So this is exactly what we meant in our name of the company too. So
Okay. So. Is it 5 million users that you guys have globally?
No, so far accumulate of 130 million users,
Okay.
which is
That's
only,
an underestimate.
which is only in Japan, and then mainly Japan, and some from Korea, some from Taiwan.
Right.
So we're not global yet, only that area, but it's already 130 million so far. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I mean, obviously that's an amazing level of adoption, and as somebody who's been in Web3 since like 2016, these are the kind of brands that we want to help get into the space, so we can finally hit that billions of amount of people with wallets. And so, what was it that attracted Cocone to the kind of Web3 space? Why are you interested in it?
It's quite a long story, but it is very, very important story. Probably your audience don't want to miss it because
yeah, of course.
Cocone, when we founded our company on 2008, so 15 years ago, very long years ago, and then our first service that which is avatar styling, which was planned from 2010. And then launched on 2011. But 2010, 2011, there is no words like an NFT or Web3 or Metaverse, nothing like that. But we just started, because we got the idea from the iPhone that we saw that like iPhone, the little screen here, but it's a big screen compared to the 2Z, so maybe we can have some kind of digital doll or digital something is there. Then we were expecting people will kind of start to carry it.
Yeah.
So that's how we thought about it, and we started it. And then the first service came out in 2011, which called the Pokekoro, that is still playing for 13 years. And every year is growing. Can you believe that?
Really?
For 13 years. And then what they do, they come into there and then they have their avatar. They buy clothes, digital clothes, and they decorate it, they style it. And then since you keep buying it, in your closet there are tons of those. And then you change it, depending on the occasions and events that you go and hanging out.
This is virtual items.
Yeah, virtual items.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's not because of us, users' demand that we had to start to consider about a trading market already in like 2012, 13. So by the time we came up with the idea called the flea market, like a real flea market. So we put the flea market like 5 days open, 7 days open, but
Yeah.
only once, 4 times a year. So then that when the flea market is open, then all the avatars are coming with their old closet, and then they are starting to trade it.
Oh,
When they trade
cool.
it, it's trading because they are looking for what they want. Like for example, like okay, I want this jacket. I love it. I really want to have this jacket.
Thank you.
But I cannot buy it because this jacket was released about a year and a half ago in March. So I cannot buy it in the store anymore.
Okay.
So then I look for the person, hey, do you have this? Then you happen to have it. Then I suggest you that can you sell me? Then you decide, okay, I can sell you in $10. Then
Okay.
I give you our digital currency.
So you had
that's
like a
how
marketplace.
So that's the marketplace. So basically for the last 13, 14 years in this service, and it's a Web 2 obviously, but we've been doing a Web 3 for more than a decade. So for us, the Web 3 is for our users, for them the concept of Web 3 is nothing new. They've been already doing that,
Yeah.
but not on the chain, not with the crypto. But the full concept and then the idea of possessing, owning things, digital asset, that is already there. So that's what we have done. But why we are going to Web3? We are quite big in our region.
Yes.
We have about 1,100 plus employee together, and then the really growing every year. But we didn't really have a chance to go for global. And it's not because of we were very busy, but it was kind of tough to explaining about this concept, what we've done. Like 5, 6 years ago, when we explaining this, people say, "Who is going to buy the digital clothes? Who is going to pay for it?" So we said, "Okay, forget it.
So
we
now your time has
we
come.
just do it." And then, but about 2 years ago, when people are starting to talk about the NFT, Web3,
Metaverse fashion.
and then we said, wow, this is the perfect timing we go for global. So last 2 years, we prepared very carefully, step by step. And this 2023 is the first year that we're pushing everything to the global, besides with the Web3.
Okay. And so you've obviously got amazing, huge, unbelievable mind-numbing numbers of people that use it in Japan and Korea. How are you planning to enter the European and the Western markets? Is there a different strategy?
Yeah, two part will be very important. That one, design-wise, currently we have 16 different services live, meaning that we have 16 different virtual world. It's like
Okay.
the first one is more like a planet with the pocket word or something. That's a concept. Another one is we're also working with the Disney, so it's like very Disney-like it. And then the every 16 of them, each one of them are different. So, but for the globalization, first thing is that we gotta make this thing for more international looking, international taste. Now all those 16 of them are more focused in Japanese style, Korean style, Taiwanese style. So but we want to make it more international, design taste-wise, and then the storytelling, the behind of the virtual world. That's what we are doing. Secondly, it's very importantly we are doing a coexistence of the Web 2 and Web 3, meaning that all those mobile app and then the new app coming out, we already scheduled like 3 more for international level this year. This is a Web 2, obviously mobile app. People are very used to play. They download it and they play.
Yeah.
But behind of that, we have a sort of like invitation system. So we sending them an invitation that, hey, user, that we want to invite you to a new place that you can actually really own your, pre-buy, pre-bought like, items into a NFT kind of level. So we call it, that is the kind of a metaverse area that we use as a marketplace, meaning that we are going to create the metaverse, which is going to be connected with all our 16 and more, services. Then this metaverse is not like an other metaverse that endless land or endless space. We're not interested for that.
Yeah.
We make the metaverse. It's more like a department store.
Okay.
So all those connected mobile app, they have a different word, different avatar shape. They are coming in this metaverse, and you can see the different brands and different stores and different avatars, and then you meet the people, you do the eye shopping, you do real shopping, and then you take that and then bring it back to your home, which is your app, mobile app. So the coexistence between the Web 2 and Web 3 that we see, this is the kind of a real fun, and then this is kind of a quite natural things that what the internet user can play together. In the physical world, it's the same. Like let's say my wife, we have our home, but we also do go to department store for shopping.
Yeah.
And then we're coming back to home, of course. It's the same thing. So
Okay.
that's what we are trying to create.
And when is Cocone launching in the Western markets?
The first scheduled one called Centennial, that will be launched on the third quarter of 2013, and there are two more called the Toyverse, and then another P3B, will be launched on the first quarter of 2013. So
Okay.
their designs are very international. Yeah.
So we've seen, especially with gaming companies, and I know you're more fashion oriented, but with gaming companies, like, NFTs get rejected regularly by gamers. They just don't like the word. It actually triggers them. But then when we saw, we've seen some big brands like Reddit do very well with their NFTs, and they just call them digital collectibles. Mm-hmm. So how are you kind of going to tackle any kind of friction with your existing user base to ensure that there's no pushback on the whole NFT hype?
Very good question, actually. From our long decade experiences selling digital fashion, digital item with the millions users, most important thing, it's about storytelling. I mean, any digital item that you want to sell or you want people to collect and keep it, and then the value stays there, that means it's not about the beauty of the item. It's not about how well designed it is. It doesn't like that. No, but the key is that what is the story behind it? What is the backdrop, theme is behind it? Let's say, even though this shoes is not a most beautiful one in the digital world, but this shoes has some story behind it. This shoes it has some special person wear this before a year ago, and it was been traded by someone, and then it's here we are now. Then that is the story. Then even though this is ugly design shoes, it's still something. That's a very important thing, even in the digital world.
Yeah.
Secondly, those digital items never can be sustainable without the service. There should be a service with the digital item together. So those digital items that we provide, so far, more than 1 million original pieces. Those are always with the service, meaning that always it's something in that virtual space, virtual life. So that is quite important. Then we wanted to collect it. I want to keep it, and the value is still there, and then people really respect for it.
So are you hoping that these digital fashion collectors in your app
service,
or your metaverse will basically be able to buy and sell and make a lot of money using your app? Is that the goal, or is that just one upside?
That's one upside. But one of the reasons we are combining Web3 together with Web2, it's not because we want to make a more profit model. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's more likely the Web3 is going to bring the true ownership of this digital asset, but at the same time, that means it's officially gaining a value, which is like a currency, like fiat value that we can match it, right? And it's NFT, it's non-fungible token. So that means this object, the digital asset we are talking, the Cocone digital item, can be outside of the Cocone world too. Now the Web 2 based our digital item, it has to be stay in the Cocone territory.
Yeah.
But once we give this as a Web 3 combining, then our users who spent the money to buy all those clothes, it's becoming an NFT. It will have a certain fiat value matching, and it is an NFT, so it can be existed outside of Cocone territory. That means it can be on anywhere in the OpenSea or marketplace.
But, so then that's quite interesting. So then, are you expecting Cocone digital fashion items to actually be interoperable with other metaverses in the future or games?
It is. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So basically, we are currently getting quite many offers from layer 0, layer 1.
I'm sure your
Because
user base.
Yeah, they do need the traffic.
Yeah.
They do need the real thing, not the plan. So we being very carefully reviewing who could be the right one. But eventually, we gotta do the multiple like layers.
Multi-chain.
Yeah, multi-chain, no
Yeah.
matter what. So then all these items that we're talking within the service, this can go out of the service, and then that could be another value that digital asset itself will create it, because people are going to start to play with it.
What do you see the future for fashion in general? I mean, I've spoken to some people from the Fabricant, for example. I'm sure you're aware of them, and they said to me that they believe that one day we will be wearing like a black leather suit, and like we'll just like have Netflix where we sign up for our latest fashion designers, Alexander McQueen, for example, and then they just drop us digital fashion and we just display it in like AR on our bodies and things like that. Do you think physical clothing will eventually fade away, like in real life, and we'll start wearing our digital fashion clothes, or do you think that's just too out there and it's not quite realistic? What do you think?
It is being a little bit carefully saying, because I also I met the Fabricant people even this morning, but I don't know.
What's your opinion?
I don't know what they're meaning, but if that they meant like in a physical world, then one day it can be happen.
When?
Many years pass, unless everybody wearing the AR glass, then it can be done. But
that will help as I get my wrinkles. You won't be able to see them. Yeah.
So it will be quite many years later. But at least in digital world, the virtual life, virtual space, that things can come in quite faster. That's what I see. So that's why we already proved. Even like started 13 years before, but we already sold 16 billion pieces of this, which means probably approximately about like 1 point some billion every year we sold it. Imagine compared to the Zara selling I don't know how many, but throughout the whole world, probably we are selling more than them. Yeah.
So are you launching like your own token or just your NFTs? That fluctuates.
Cocone has a Cocone group. We have many subsidiaries, and then the one of our subsidiary, is a blockchain technology company. They try their own tokens. They try their own networks. So that's another side of the tech and business. We are simultaneously working on, but. We don't know, we are going to use that or not, but the new global things that we are pushing out, that's going to be newly, should be considered newly, and then we are open to listen many collaborators' suggestions and stuff. So because globalization cannot be done by ourselves, it's gotta be all collaborating matters. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, SJ, look, thanks so much for joining me today. It's fascinating to hear about, what you guys are doing. Where can our viewers learn more about Cocone?
Cocone. where we are aiming that we really like to create a large platform, not only by us, but with many other studios
Yeah.
together in the area of the avatar styling and avatar beauty. So we believe that is going to be definitely the word that we can see pretty soon. And then we all can work together and then make a real metaverse, real virtual life together. That's what I see. So hope
Perfect.
if you hear this, then please contact us.
How do
And,
we contact you guys? What's the website? What's the Twitter
It's
handle?
so simple. You can just simply type in Cocone, C-O-C-O-N-E,
Yeah.
dot global. So Cocone dot global. So there you can find us.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
SJ, thanks so much for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of Paris Blockchain Week. That's all we've got time for today, guys. We'll catch you again next time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.